Good morning and good afternoon. I'm coming to you today to introduce to you the tabletop exercises that you're going to be involved in at your school and that other folks are going to be involved in across the district. This is a pretty unique use of a lid day for us. Typically, we devote all of our lid days to instructional activities. This is a day that's being devoted largely to preparing us for a better, safer environment for both students and staff. I'm coming to you from the Community Resource Center. Many of you have been here to the CRC, but you probably haven't seen this room set up the way it is today. What we have designed into the CRC is an operations center. So behind me, you're seeing the boardroom outfitted for a major emergency. We're going to be using this facility for district-wide coordination in the event that we have a really significant negative event in the district. You're going to be using today to get ready for that type of an event at your schools. We're also going to be spending a great deal of today debriefing and figuring out how we can improve our emergency responses all the way across the district, whether it's at a school or a support services operation. Today's exercise is really part of a much larger effort that the district has been undertaking to elevate the level of safety in our schools. We've invested in video security systems, we've invested in the RAVE system, we've invested in stronger entryways in schools. We've been doing training of this nature for some time. In order to ensure that our students and our staff are safe, there is a lot of work to be done, and there is a lot of work we have done. I appreciate the work that you're undertaking today to help pull this all together. You know, I'd also like to thank all of the partners who are helping make today possible. There are over 40 volunteers who are with us doing these tabletop exercises. Everyone from the Everett Emergency Management folks to the police in Mill Creek, the police in Everett, the county sheriff, multiple fire departments, even the United States Navy is helping us with this. So we want to thank all of them for making today a success. Now I want to introduce you to somebody who is absolutely outstanding in our community at helping us prepare for this work. A woman who has an incredible resume and is now working for the Marysville School District. Her name is Mary Schoenfeld. And I'm very much looking forward to you having an opportunity to meet Mary and to continue your work today.
Thank you, Dr. Cohn. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this truly important day. I also want to start by applauding you, your staff, and the board for having the vision to work as hard as you have over the last several years to continue to keep your students and your staff safe. And some people have thought that what we were doing today was a reaction to the tragic incident in Marysville recently. That is not the case. The work that's been being done here in Everett School District has been done for quite some time and truly has been laying the foundation for the work that we're doing today, which is only one more step in the overall picture. Thinking about emergencies is the best way to prepare for them. Now, that can make some people nervous as we think about, oh gee, what is this that we're going to do today? It's called a tabletop exercise. Does that mean there's going to be a test? Does that mean that somehow I'm going to look foolish or I'm going to fail? Let me assure you that it is not a test. It is not a way that people will be judged for what they did, and in fact, it's actually a wonderful way to test some of the what ifs. What if we tried it this way? We'll be confronted with some challenges. So what if we did it this other way? Would that make it work better? So it's a safe environment for us to really think about what we call the unthinkable. Emergency planners do training and exercises like this all the time. It's the way that we can prepare and we can anticipate. We know that a crisis will never be a script. It will never go as planned or predicted. But if we've anticipated some of the challenges, then we are better off and we can manage that crisis. We can manage that crisis more quickly. Your work today is to work through a crisis. You'll get more information on what that crisis is here very quickly, but let me tell you, it's going to be a man with a gun on your campus. So let me show you the room that I'm in and give you a glimpse into what's happening here at the district while you're doing your work. This is what's called an Emergency Operations Center. Your district, Everett School District, has one of the finest that I've ever seen. City of Everett has a room that looks like this. Mill Creek has a room that looks like this. Any city or any jurisdiction has something that looks like this and it functions this way. We know that when there is a crisis or an emergency, there's a lot of work to be done. So by using what's called the incident command system, and that's how this is set up, then that work gets done more effectively. So let me start by just simply directing your attention here to this table, which is called command, and that's where your school leaders are sitting. That's where the major coordination is happening for whatever it is that's happening at your school site. Now I'm going to move over here and show you this section. This section is called operations. And so this is where, in our scenario with a man with a gun, what's happening at this table is there are people here who are figuring out how to get buses to where you need to be, how to make sure that everything is coordinated well with the police, figuring out and helping you figure out how are you going to reunite parents with kids. All of those very active things that need to be done are being planned from this section. Now if we move this way in the room and we go to a section that's called logistics, this section is about getting us resources to make sure that we have what we need so that operations and command can do their work. So this section, we call these the getters. So they are getting us everything from bottled water to clipboards and paperwork on through extra people and volunteers to help us do whatever it is that we need to do. If we move a little further around the room, we'll see this section, which is called planning. Planning is the section that thinks ahead. So this group of people are anticipating what are we going to need 2 hours from now, tomorrow. They also are keeping track of everything that's happened, and on the wall behind me, you might be able to see some flip charts that talk about status. And so that's the place that we capture everything that's happening because nobody's able to remember everything and what time something happened. So we've talked about operations, which are the doers, the logistics are the getters, planning are the thinkers, and then we come to this last section, and this is finance and administration because somebody's always got to pay the bills. When it's all finished, somebody's got to get out the checkbook and pay for what it is that happened. Somebody also always has to be keeping track of all of the paperwork that's been generated and the documentation that will be needed when this is done. This room will be active today while you're doing your work out on your school site. So this room will be here to support you. You truly are the first responders in any kind of an event like this. We talk about fire and police being first responders. Technically, they are the official responders. You are the first responders because you are the one that's there when whatever happens, happens, and you kick into action and you do what you do. So there's a process called unified command, and that simply means that everybody's bringing their expertise, and you are one of the key players in bringing that expertise. So I truly wish that I could be on every school site today. It would be wonderful to be able to see you there working through the what-ifs. Again, remember, this is not a test, and there are really no wrong answers. It's a chance for you to talk with all of your colleagues and say, well, what if we tried it this way? Or, oh, I forgot that resource was available for us. So have fun today with this, and I really look forward to hearing your feedback when this is finished.